We're at a building fire, 21st in Indiana. Just arrived, so I don't know much. They did go to defensive at one time. And I'm about to get my big boy gear, and get some Vigimole. So let's get to it. Yesterday, an Independence police officer and a process server were shot to death while doing their jobs, serving an eviction notice. And as a result, in memoriam to that, Union Station is done up in blue today. And it seems like we're doing this an awful lot. A couple of weeks ago, the signs are still up, the memorials are still here. There was a shooting pretty close to where I'm standing. And now we're dealing with the shooting of first responders who are doing their jobs. Well, more sad news. I was trying to figure out what Nail Lounge in Berkeley Riverfront Park area. We did a live shot on a streetcar extension, which is good news. I like the more they extend that. I'd love to hear about a streetcar extension into the Northland up to the airport. I think that would be very useful. And then lateral extensions east to west. You know, something like along Independence Avenue would be good. And you know, go from Independence all the way out to KCK. Yeah, I'm still suffering from this crud. I'm in the coughing stage, but at least my lungs hurt a little bit less, and I'm not as I don't feel like I'm, you know, full of crud anymore. So I know I'm getting better. But my plan this morning now is, it's Friday morning, woohoo, is to put my TV up, put my clips in the system, and because last night again was kind of busy for a fire, and I'll remember what the other one was. Oh, the fire, and Union Station painted colored blue, not painted blue, colored blue in honor of the fallen police officer and process server in Independence. And then I think I'll have a hot drink in the third space, and I'm leaning towards Cafe. So here in Columbus Park on this fine gray Friday, let's see about getting something warm to drink, maybe some warm company, conversations or whatever. I don't know how I feel about third spaces. It's more than just coffee. But I think we're also going to do some coffee.
See? Everyone did. They're the same people that were here yesterday. It's here today.
Oh, really?
Roll call.
massive wires. Oh, someone parked right behind me. Let's see if we can get out of here. Alright, so I'm trying out the Yolo box again. Let's see what this does. For like trip recordings. I don't know why I'm on mud and sand. It's because I got this Yolo box in the way of everything. Hopefully this is in focus. I mean, it's a good little recording switcher for in the car. Probably with the least infrastructure, you know. I know this stuff makes actually incredibly boring video. You know, it's Friday and I'm tired. I'm in Columbus Park area of Kansas City. Yeah, this thing is very loud in the morning. And the weather is getting more spring-like. We had our bout of winter, but now it's March, and so come on, spring, let's go. Still recovering from the bad head cold. And I've spent a lot of time at Cafe. It's kind of my happy hour. I was in the mood to be a little more social, but when unfortunately, sleepiness and that is not a good combination. I am very much a dork when it comes to socializing. It would be great if I could get Yolo box as a stable internet source. It's good. It'd be good for live streaming, because you know you can switch back and forth pretty easily. You know, without even really looking at it. You just press on the screen. It's a touch sensitive. I don't know how well I could be heard. I'm not really using a mic. I'm just using my phone, and the phone is kind of far away from my mouth. But yeah, you can go back and forth, and you can program in some presets like that. The dual screen. I like the dual screen. This is how a light changes and you miss it. I don't know if that powered on or not. I'm trying to hook the power up to the phone. It's a pretty clean image. I suspect it's not over 15 frames a second. So that's not full resolution. Sometimes even in recording mode it looks stroby to me. And that tells me that it's probably something like 15 frames a second. And somebody said that this is Android based, and you can do no more than 1080p. Although they may have come up with a new Yolo box. They have come out with several other products, and a newer Yolo box, which has this has 2 HDMI inputs and one webcam type USB driven input. But the more you load into it, the harder it is for it to work with all that stuff, and the more draggy and glitchy it gets. Especially if you're streaming on the internet. You know, the great thing is you can program in stream settings, and you can automatically set it to go to YouTube or Facebook, or you could do a multi-stream. But what the multi-stream does is they have a server. The company that makes Yolo box has a server, so it sends it to that first, and then it streams out, and it gets really laggy and glitchy if you don't have a very good connection. Even if you do have a good connection, I notice that it lags a lot. So it's really best to just use it on one or another, either send it to YouTube or send it to Facebook, or, wherever you want to send it. I guess you could send it to your own server if you have one, and then multi-stream out from there. But that's beyond my pay grade and understanding, I think. We just passed through North Kansas City. And I'm on my way home for my nap, and a big house with the great views. Probably one of the most expensive houses in Kansas City. But it's probably got some of the best views of downtown going. Yeah, you can see when we passed under the signs how it looks a little bit stroby. I mean, it's acceptable. It's not the best. And the other thing about Yolo box, I don't know now, and every time I say it, it sounds like yellow box. It's Yolo box, Y-O-L-O box, B-O-X. But the other thing is, come to think of it, I thought it was more capable than it was when I bought it. And it's pretty pricey. And you could buy switchers that are cheaper, although none of them that I can see have like the touch screen and the capability of live streaming straight out of the box with just an internet source. They always require you to have a USB cable hooked to another device that you will stream out of, like your computer or whatever. And that's what makes the Yolo box very portable and efficient for, like traveling around or whatever, or trying to cut down on wires and all that other stuff. Because it's hair on my tongue. It's sort of an all-in-one box. Yeah, like you can see that road sign with the yellow under it. It's kind of stroby, or you see the edges as they come by. That to me tells me it's probably sending out at like 15 frames a second or less. I think it's probably about 15, not the full 30. I also got the, I can hook that up. We got the Atomos Ninja. Uh-oh. Apparently something happened to that source. And Yolo box didn't like it. See, my phone is locked up. And I won't mess with it because I'm driving down the highway. That's probably the cheapo connector that I have, but it could also be the phone just not processing it very well. Yes, one of my sources, the forward cam, is the phone. I could always hook up my camcorder, which is down in a basket, but yeah, I'm gonna mess things up. The phone. And that's kind of interesting too, that you can do that on the fly and not totally glitch out everything. You know, disconnect and reconnect the source. I suspect though, like a lot of these, what a former friend of mine used to call rubber switchers, meaning they don't use a time-based corrector and Genlock to sync the signals. They use internal processors to kind of fool the system into syncing the signals. And he said they're the inferior rubber switchers. I just realized when I disconnected my phone that was the audio source, so probably audio cut out when I did that too. Oops. But he was like, calls them rubber switchers. And but they have to use they have to have a stable signal, a good signal in their number one port usually, and that's what they sync everything else to, is number one, which isn't much different than a lot of regular switchers. Like if they had but you'd have to have a camera with a Genlock, at least one. But almost all of in the old days, all of them needed cameras that had an external Genlock to get the cameras to all sync to the master camera or the master black signal. Hard to explain, really. Anyway, I'm gonna end this. I need to go home and go to bed.